Continuamos con más de En la Zona, un programa especial de los premios Oscar. Y bueno, tenemos a los mejores directores que están nominados en estos premios y veamos cuáles son.
It was a real blessing to me. Nothing's greater than the trust of the actors. 1, 2, 3, and go, Jeff. Slow. Go. So listen, push on Dolly. Say, kids, I want you to go home. Say it right.
Kids, I want you to go home and get some soda and pizza, please.
1, 2, 3, go. Hold it up high.
Beautiful, don't you think?
It was this weird thing in which, in one hand, we kept on developing stuff that didn't exist, and at the same time, the journey of the film was not unlike the journey of the character in the film. It was a process filled with adversities.
I'd always wanted to make a film in black and white, and I knew it had to be on the cheap side, like this one would be. But there's an austerity to the screenplay that just was screaming out for black and white.
Well, I was a free man. I'm not a slave.
It's an astonishing story of one man who holds on to his faith, holds on to his humanity through the worst kind of experience one can think of.
I wanted to handle it as frankly as possible so that it wouldn't be a matter of making comments on him and his bad behavior, but actually putting the audience into the mindset of that behavior and that mentality.
Bueno, ¿qué les parece los directores?
A mí, my favorite, honestly, was Steve McQueen, just because I was like watching one of his interviews and I just thought it was really amazing, all the attention to detail in the movie. Like some of the outfits were actually slave outfits that were worn in the movie. They actually went to the plantations where the movie took place and they rubbed the dirt from that plantation on the costume. So I was like, oh my goodness.
¿Sabes? Una de las cosas que me encantó a mí de la película de Wolf of Wall Street, del director, es que presenta la cruda realidad, es tal cual pasa en la vida real, lo plasmó en la película. O sea, sí, mucha gente se identificó con ese tipo de película, ¿no?
Claro, y bueno, pues al director que yo le estoy apostando es Alfonso Cuarón.
¡Definitivamente!
Mi paisano. Y no solamente porque me encantó la película, I loved Gravity, porque realmente nos llevó a otro mundo emocionalmente, físicamente nos
de un mundo que no
transportó.
conocemos todavía muchos, ¿no? De hecho, estuviste en una red carpet con él, ¿no? ¿Te lo topaste?
Me topé con él así, pues ya es mi amigoche, ¿no?
Imagino.
No, fíjate que él estaba recibiendo una premiación, The Visionary Award, que es el premio más importante de The Visual Effects Society, así que hablamos con él y vamos a ver lo que
Sí, no, veamos esta plática.
Visual effects got a lot of attention this year at the Oscars, thanks in part to Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity. He got the Visionary Award at the Visual Effects Society. We caught up with him and a lot of other Oscar nominees. So this is the visual effects team behind Gravity. So tell us how it was creating that world, that outer space that seems so real.
Well, it would take a long time to explain. It took us a long time to do.
In layman's terms.
I mean, we did it largely by creating a lot of the image that you see on the screen using visual effects. You know, we used a huge proportion of the screen coverage is the visual effects, and that gave us the freedom to not just create zero gravity, but also to do it with Alfonso's language of the very long shots, and you know, and to make it as immersive and expressive as the film was.
Listen to my voice. I'm losing visual of you.
I'm spinning. Can't breathe. What do I do? The initial concept of Gravity, did you imagine it to be what it is now?
Well, I imagined that the end product was going to be like this. What I didn't imagine is that the process was going to be so complicated. I always thought of Gravity as a small, intimate film.
Not straight away. He wanted to make it in a fairly traditional way initially, but it became very clear very soon that that was just going to be impossible, that we couldn't make the movie with people wearing spacesuits, actors wearing spacesuits on wires against green screen, because it's too cumbersome and it's too hard to portray zero gravity successfully for that length of time. So, you know, that was the point where we realized just how much work was going to be there for us, because we realized we had to go down a route of just shooting the faces and kind of making everything else.
In a way, the surprise was when we realized that the technology to achieve what we're trying to do didn't exist, and we had to create the technology.
How did you change the visual effects in cinema with Gravity?
Well, that's not for me to say. I think that the visual effects, generally speaking, are developing year by year. And what is true is that now there's a point in which the boundaries between one and the other are getting more blurred all the time. And I'm just happy to be part of a trend.
Interesante que cada vez se le da más importancia a los efectos, ¿no?
Claro. Sí. Exactamente. And did you guys know that in Gravity, Sandra Bullock's body most of the time was computer generated because her face was her face, obviously, but she was recorded in a green screen. A lot of people don't know that, but that's the power of special effects.
What about George Clooney's body? What happened to him?
Espérate tantito, Denis, tú luego, ¿no? Oye, déjame decirles algo, hablando ahorita de Sandra Bullock, vamos a ver la lista de las mejores actrices en estos premios Oscar. A ver quién se los lleva.
You're gonna need another move, trust me, and you're gonna be thanking me. The key to people is what they believe or what they want to believe.
Nightmares and a nervous breakdown. There's only so many traumas a person can withstand till they take to the streets and start screaming.
Detach! I can't see you anymore. Do it now. Houston, I lost visual, Dr. Stone.
What about Anne Boleyn? That's a lovely name. Well, somebody had that.
We're going to have to use your real name, Philomena.
I did not abandon my child. He was taken from me.
She wore a ton. Shoulders are all slumped and your hair's all straight. You don't wear makeup. You look like a lesbian.
Bueno, pues la verdad, una lista impresionante. Impresionante. La verdad, la terna está un poco dura.
Exactamente. Y muchas de las nominadas ya han tenido nominaciones y ya se han llevado el Oscar. Así que la competencia.
Sandra Bullock es una de ellas.
Meryl Streep también.
Esa mujer tiene tantos Oscars que me puede regalar uno a mí. Yo creo que no le falta.
Y la que se va a llevar el Oscar, y eso se los ha puesto mi vestido, que se lo va a llevar.
Oye, pero yo no me lo quiero poner, ¿eh? Yo no me lo quiero poner.
Bueno, Kate Blanchett de Blue
Pero
Jasmine.
también ella es muy odiada un poquito, porque ella es un poquito...
No, ella es un personaje complicado, como muchos
Oye,
de
vámonos a unos comerciales, regresamos porque esto ya se puso bueno. Es el especial de los Oscars aquí en La Zona.